6 months since that historical night at the DY Patil Stadium, where Harmanpreet Kaur and the 16 women went on to make history, winning their first ODI World Cup. India have set their path and sights on their next global title, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup, set to happen in England in June, July later this year. India on Saturday announced their squad for the global event, but they have been dealt with a massive injury blows with Amanjot Kaur, their crucial all-rounder who brings the balance in the middle order and also provides crucial overs, is out of action for a few months. She's down with a back injury, and then Kashvee Gautam, who came in as a replacement for her, is also down with a knee injury, leaving the selectors and the captain to work things around with replacements and go back to the experience of Radha Yadav and Yastika Bhatia, who is also on a comeback as they set their eyes on yet another global title. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Fours and Sixes, and in this episode we will be breaking down India Women's T20 World Cup squad that was announced on Saturday. First and foremost, of course, is the injury blows to Amanjot as well as Kashvee. Amanjot was already out of action. She was injured before the South Africa series, but it seems like the break is going to be prolonged and she will not make the cut for the next 4-5 months. She will be out of action. Kashvee Gautam, who also understood to have been managing pain, who also was, played the South Africa series, is now have to undergo a knee surgery. She's been struggling with injuries from the time she came up the ranks, and it also makes one wonder whether the workload, or whether it's a workload management issue, whether it's a fitness issue, whether it's bowling the all-rounders into the ground. Something seriously the BCCI will have to look at this point. But right now the focus remains on the World Cup, and in the absence of Amanjot Kaur, India have gone back to the safest choices by bringing in someone like Radha Yadav. Radha did not go to South Africa. Radha did not go to Australia. She was a part of the ODI World Cup win, but barely had much to do on the field apart from the lone Bangladesh game. But she's back because she can contribute to the bat. She has become a much better bowler than she was before, and more importantly, she has the experience. She has played World Cups before. This is not her first rodeo, and India will be relying on her fielding and the experience to handle the pressure in England in June and July. And then comes Yastika Bhatia. Yastika Bhatia again, she was a part of the ODI World Cup squad, but again she got injured. She couldn't make it in time, and she is now back in the squad instead of someone like Uma Chetri, who has been around, someone like G. Kamalini, who has been handed at debuts and she's been around with the team as well. But India, the selectors and the captain have gone back to experience. They want to make sure they have all the bases covered as much as possible in the pool and the resources they have, which is where it gets sort of interesting, because when the selection committee met on Saturday, one of the questions from the outside was whether the committee will take the risk of picking Amanjot Kaur and see if she gets fit in time before the World Cup. And the World Cup for India starts on June 14, and the final will be played at Lord's on July 5. They've made it clear that she's going to be out for a few months, and it's going to be about the rest of the players who are available. And the beneficiary of that, or rather the one who has earned her right to be at the table, is Nandni Sharma. Nandni Sharma from Chandigarh, she's been coming up the ranks, but last WPL, Nandini Sharma is a seamer from Chandigarh who has been coming through the ranks for Delhi Capitals. She finished as the joint leading wicket taker this season, and Delhi did not win, but Nandini was one of the positives of the season. Not just for Delhi but for Indian cricket as well. The seamer showed the capabilities to bowl across all phases, has the variations, and can move the ball with the early on as well. And that's something India will want to have in England, especially knowing that Renuka Thakur, who has been effective since 2022, but she's not been the same. She's been going for runs, and India will want that backup along with Arundhati Reddy and Kranti Gaud are the four seamers in the squad. The spin, as for the spin department, it will once again rely heavily on Deepti Sharma. As we saw during the South Africa series as well, when Deepti does well, India is going to win, especially with the ball. She took a 5-4 and India won. And they also have Shreyanka Patil, who's again coming back for her second World Cup. She got to the World Cup in 2024, got injured and had a long layoff for a year. had a great WPL with RCB, won the title again with RCB, and then now again back in the Indian team, and she has done well on the comeback as well. She took wickets in South Africa. She was crucial in India winning their T20 series in Australia for the second time since 10 years. Now she's back and has already set her eyes on another, her first global title. She was not a part of the ODI World Cup, but now the T20 format is where the focus is, and she's also someone who can contribute down the order and be crucial with the ball. Then there is Radha, Yadav, Sricharni, the four spinners who, apart from the part-time bowling of Shafali Verma and Harmanpreet Kaur, uh, all said and done, the bowling, they have experimented, they have tried to play around, they have gone back to the experience. They have picked names who is well known and know they can walk in and deliver. But all said and done, it will all come down to how the top five performs in the batting order. As we have seen through the ODI World Cup, India needs Smriti Mandana to do well. India needs Shafali Verma to step up. Pratika Rawal and Smriti Mandana did that throughout the World Cup. Shafali did it in the final after coming in as an injury replacement for Pratika, and now they want them to do the same. Anytime these two step up and put in a quick start, big total, that's when the bowlers can come in and deliver as well. And then it's not just, and then there is the likes of Jemima Rodriguez, skipper Harmanpreet Kaur, uh, who's played every World Cup since its inception in 2009, and she'll be captaining once again. She led India to the final in 2020, but this time she wants, she knows what it takes to win a World Cup and wants to do it again. Will she be able to do that? We'll have to wait and watch, but she will have to contribute heavily with the bat, and so does Richa Ghosh. This top five is what is capable of upping the tempo, going at a strike rate that's 150, 160, with others chipping in with cameos. That when they function together as a unit with that good strike rate, that's when India delivers. So that's what they will be looking at in the three-match T20I series against England, which they have as a preparation for the T20 World Cup. They also have a camp in Bangalore from May 10 to 17 before heading to England for the three T20Is, the World Cup, which they would like to win. They would like to build on the momentum that's built in women's cricket after the ODI World Cup win at DY Patil last year, and then of course make history at the first ever test match at Lords. India and England will be playing a test match at Lords. That will be the first ever women's test to be held at the historic stadium, and it marks an occasion that they will want to savor every bit of it as well. But before going there, before going all that, there is another moment at Lords they will want to experience, which is lifting the trophy in the Lord's balcony on July 5th night. Will they be able to do that? We'll have to wait and watch, and we will be bringing you all the updates, all the feature stories, all the breaking news when with regards to the Women's World Cup and the Indian team as well over the next weeks and months to come. But for now, India have had their injury concerns. They have tried to cover it up. Will they be able to deliver? That is the big question. This is Gomesh signing off. Thank you for watching.